we are at the bar at Deutsch Family Wine and Spirits in Stamford, Connecticut, here with President Tom Stefanski. Thank you for being with us.
Happy to be here.
Deutsch is an importer. I would have to guess that Yellowtail is the largest product you import?
It's the largest product we import. It's the largest wine imported brand in America as well.
It is one of the top 10 wine brands in the world. It is started in Australia.
Was made in Australia, but kicked off here.
Kicked off here in the United States, right. What happened? How did this become, I mean, it's huge.
You know, if you go, it was 2001 when this launched, so it's been a little while. But if you go back to that moment in time, there weren't very many high quality wine products at this price point. So there was a quality gap that could be bridged, and the labels were confusing. So there were pictures of vineyards, there were things about regions.
On the other bottles, you mean?
On our competitive set. So two conventions got broken. One was to create labels that were simple and fun and separate the varietals by color. So if you don't remember, you know, that this is Merlot and you like the orange one, then that's just fine. And the other was to respect consumers enough to make really good wine that they could buy at $7 a bottle.
Because that's the price point, right? What do these bottles go for?
They're about, depending on the market, about $7 a bottle.
Crazy, ridiculous. And to your point, it doesn't taste like $7 bottle of wine.
No, and the gap, I mean, what's been good for the industry is Yellowtail set a much higher quality standard when it was launched. And credit to our competitors, their wines have improved. The gap has narrowed, but you can drink really good wine at $7 across all of the Yellowtail items, a wide range of varietals.
And I think one of the great things about Yellowtail is, like you said, if I know I liked the orange one, I'm probably willing to try the yellow one or the green one because I know the brand, it's everywhere. And unlike so many wine labels, right? You can't get them in certain places. Yellowtail is everywhere, so it's safe.
I'm glad to hear you say that. That's the intention. And it's also a wine that can go to any occasion, right? Because it's inexpensive, you can feel safe taking this to any occasion. And we're seeing wine now invade occasions that used to be controlled by beer.
Did you go through, though, a period where it was almost like it was too cheap? Do you suffer from the too cheap stuff angle too?
There's this bit of a stigma that because it's affordable, people think it may not be good. Our price has been pretty consistent. The price of a bottle of Yellowtail hasn't changed virtually at all since 2001. So there's tremendous value there, and sometimes you get a stigma because there's good value that maybe the quality is not there. And
$7,
yeah,
you know.
If you can afford to drink $20 wines, there's a bunch of great options. But in this price sphere, the quality that Yellowtail offers, we feel is better than our competitors, and it's not just purely subjective. We blind taste these wines every vintage. The amount of work that goes into making sure that the quality of these wines is right would probably surprise a lot of people.
Look, if you're drinking wine every day, $20 is the cap where you start to call that a higher end wine, because to spend $20 every night at dinner, plus dinner, I mean, there's a reason we drink water in my house, because it adds up.
85% of wine is sold under $15.
Wow.
So that price point is quite low. So wines that people feel they can afford to drink every day are a lot cheaper than $20.
Okay, so this is almost like an all-American wine, and you are apparently getting yourself involved in an all-American event.
We are. We've made a big decision to advertise Yellowtail on the Super Bowl, in the upcoming Houston Super Bowl. We haven't shared this with anybody except you yet, so this is big news. And we'll be the first wine brand to do that in more than 30 years. And the reason we're doing it is not just for Yellowtail. This is a bit of showing the world, and America in particular, that wine belongs in a wide variety of occasions. We've sort of let beer kind of control the event where we talk to the most consumers. There's no other event like Super Bowl where you're going to speak to 80 million consumers plus at one time. There's no other event like it. And wine has become enough a part of healthy moderation for people over 21 that it belongs on that stage. And we're creating a brand new campaign. It'll debut on the Super Bowl. And that campaign is going to be all about showing consumers in a fun and I hope funny way that yellowtail in wine in general belongs at all kinds of occasions. You don't need the perfect glassware. It doesn't need to be stuffy. We belong at the beach. We belong at the tailgate party. We belong everywhere.
Because it goes with your hot wings. It works with the guacamole. I mean, it should be at the Super Bowl party.
Thank you. If you like wine, you shouldn't have to choose the occasions. If it's an appropriate occasion for any alcohol beverage to be consumed, then why can't wine be there? And why not Yellowtail? Why not a brand that already is naturally fun and for everyday occasions?
That's awesome. All right, we'll be watching, Tom. Thank you.
Thank you.